This camera's been running for about an hour, and mostly me just ratchet jawing and rambling. Greatly, very much enjoying the sound of my own voice, which I don't, because then I hear my own voice in my speakers, and I go, oh, holy shit. I have to now go back and apologize to everybody I've ever spoke to now that I hear my voice.
Doesn't stop you, though.
No, it doesn't. What? I'm not done with my coffee yet. No talking.
Where?
Okay. Good morning, Danny. Say hi.
Hi.
Well, I guess now's as good a time as any to kick this video off and talk about what we're doing, where we're going. We're right now on Apache Trail, dropping down Fish Creek Hill. Just starting to. We joined up with some friends of ours. You can probably see them out the back window. We're a quick little overnighter up in the Sierra Anchas Wilderness. We're gonna go up Cherry Creek Trail, and Cherry Creek Trail up to McFadden Peak, and a really kick-ass campsite that we have up there. So yeah, behind us there's friends of ours, Dan and Jen, and their new 4Runner that they're kind of just starting in on building. They've got their little baby Ren with them, and their 11-year-old Danny. And Toby the dog. They've been running with us for pretty much as long as we've been overlanding. Almost to the bottom, looking up into that canyon. When it rains, it's pretty bitchin' because there's a pretty serious waterfall comes down that gap right there. It's really cool, but it's hard to catch. You've got to catch it right after the rain as it all falls off that mountain. And it only runs from a really good rain, it'll only run for a few hours. I remember, like, I always see this little pullout.
Is this little Ramada thing new?
That exactly. No, it is not. And I was just saying, the Ramada's not new, and every time I come up to it, I go, hey, is this Ramada new? But then I remember last time I went, hey, is this Ramada new? Even though I don't remember the Ramada. How's that fucked up?
It's you.
What I remember about the Ramada is that I don't remember the Ramada. It's you, so yeah. You guys there?
Yes.
Yeah, so I was thinking earlier, probably we could do fine. This road's not so bad. We won't air down until we actually get to Cherry Creek. And now I'm regretting that.
It is very watchworthy.
Still not as bad as Racetrack Road.
We were just having that conversation. Both of my girls are using the washboard to make vibrato on their voices.
So we are this is the Roosevelt Dam up at the top of, the top of Apache Trail, which is pretty much the end of Apache Trail. The other side of that dam is Roosevelt Lake, and we're going around the back of Roosevelt Lake to catch the Cherry Creek Trail. Pretty big thing. Teddy Roosevelt built it by himself, I think. That's just the kind of guy he was. He just showed up, built dams. They also built a big vault. The door's coming up here on our right here. Yeah, and that's where they hid stuff. And then they vaulted the tunnel. Yes, I make shit up. I enjoy it.
Watch where you're going.
It's kind of more fun that way. We're on pavement, and we got K-rails protecting us from the cliffs. I don't have to watch where I'm going. What else? The Roosevelt Lake was founded shortly after the dam was completed. And, ooh, there we go, look at that. And then later on they built a bridge. The salt, but just officially on the backside of Roosevelt Lake. What are you doing?
The little lens thingy was closed.
Oh, so we kind of didn't get some of the bridge.
A little bit at the beginning.
That's all right.
Why are you sad?
Well, I'm sad because we missed the shot. Wow.
I'm Jen.
I'm awesome.
Hi, Awesome. I'm Mom.
Oh, so funny.
Ren's back there. Hi.
Hi. She's back there just talking up a storm.
So we're talking about how you guys each had FJs, and you were like two separate people
With
with
two
FJs,
separate FJs
and then you
before we
became
met.
one person with two FJs, sort
No,
of? One
no.
entity
No, we're
of Dan and Jen.
The Dan and Jen Awesome crew.
we just meshed, but we were still two people. It's like your hands.
I was talking about how you were both single, and then Dan was running around batting his eyelashes at you, and you somehow, I can't tell how, couldn't resist that. I could.
What was your first clue?
What, on that Friday night run? Yeah, I was excited. I was like, hey, cool, I'm right behind Dan, my buddy, and Dan's right behind Jen, my buddy. So we'll all get out on the stops and jabber and have fun together. But every single stop, Dan would get out, and run right up to Jen's truck, and then be all hee 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 hee. And I figured out after like 2 or 3 stops, stay out of this. Something's going on here.
Yeah, that
Was I there for that?
No, you weren't there that night, and that was kind of the beginning, because that was right after both of us had broken up with people.
Well, cool. We got aired down, and now we're actually moving. We're in dirt for the next day and a half for the rest of this trip. Anyway, which is good. It's so much nicer being aired down. Because this road's really not any smoother than Apache Trail was. And the ride. It's like floating on silken clouds of...
Let's just stop, please.
Pull in where you see a spot. We'll hang out here for a little bit, take a break.
Okay, sounds good.
So introduce yourself.
God damn it.
I'm Danny. I'm awesome. And I'm Jim's friend. And stuff.
What else you do?
I
What grade are you in?
Jiu-jitsu. I'm in 6th grade. I'm going into 6th grade. I have 3 more days until school starts.
So what were you starting to say about what else you do?
I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I go to the same academy as Jim. And he was the one who basically introduced me to it. And I'm very thankful for that, Jim. And I'm the highest belt in the kids class. And yeah, there's not much to it. Hi. Hi.
once again, we didn't roll video on the strange occurrences on the trail involving other people. We come head to head with a guy in a Tacoma. We get out, we talk, we figure out we can back up right where we're at. We can back into a spot wide enough for him to go by. While we're talking to the guy, and there, even Dan and the guy are clearing rocks, getting that spot ready for us to pull into, the guy's wife jumps in the driver's seat and just starts backing up down the trail, and they just go and back and back. So we finally decided, screw it, I guess we'll just go forward now. I'm not sure where they're going, but at this point I'm not that interested in us backing up to the spot we were gonna use if they decide they don't want to go backwards anymore, because that was all ready to happen right there, but the wife went and took the truck and left, and now we're catching up to them right now. They're still going backwards. Yeah, the storms beat this trail up a little bit. We got another washout area that took a little bit of rock stacking. Jen's going to be spotting us through, and it's another one that the water took out a lot of the dirt coming into it. Yeah, there's a little tail drag, Dan, but it's just dirt and it's a trailer hitch, so it shouldn't be a problem.
Why the sad face?
Not sad, it just is what it is. Yeah, as you saw, Dan and Jen are now leading because we had to turn around. We've been, and we're only about 12 miles from the end of this trail, after 20 on the trail. But we'd been running into storm damage here and there, a lot of washouts, a lot of runoff. That so far has been, we've had to take a look at it, maybe run a little spotter through it, but it's all been passable. We just got to something that does not appear to be passable. It's washed out pretty bad. It's drivable if there wasn't one big ass tree in the way that would allow you to kind of swing out and get the angle on it. But with that tree there, the only approach in was just impossible. So we just kind of called it and said, no, we're going to go back around and see if before dark, what do we got going on there? If before dark we can get up to our same campsite. So from here we're just kind of winging it, but we'll try to get up onto Young Highway and go up onto the mountain the other way. Like we were to try to describe it, how that looks. To picture it is we were going to go around the back and then pop up on top of the mountain. The way we want to go otherwise is kind of it's not quite a highway. It's called a highway, but it's a big dirt road. Super smooth, big dirt road that kind of goes up the spine of the mountain. So we're going to go back to where we left that route to go around back and go up the spine. And then do our camping and have our fun. Yeah, and that's actually, it's kind of funny because we had a little washout that I just wanted a little spot around to make sure that I kept the passenger side off the washout before, and that was a good 150 yards before the thing we found that we can't get around. So Dragon Lady hops out and she's got the camera with her. And I'm like, you can leave the camera. So once she was out, we stayed out because then we walked up into the end of the draw to see if that was passable, because the end of the draw was pretty steep. So we thought there's a good chance we should go look at it before we even drive through it or drive up to it, while we still had a decent turnaround spot. So the camera got left behind, so there is no video of the spot that we couldn't get through, or any of us kind of deliberating on how to approach that, if it's approachable, and finally deciding it's not approachable. The ongoing saga of our redirect. We got salt and vinegar almonds. So I'm thinking from here, probably not quite a half hour, and we'll be looking at a campsite.
Awesome, sounds good.
Rolling Stones on the radio. I don't know if that counts for anything. absolutely the worst night of sleep ever in a camp. And it's probably the sleeping mat. I've been fighting with some of them inflatable Nemo jobs. Last night, what I learned was just max the damn thing till it feels like it's going to pop. That kind of works for me, but I still don't like it because I feel like I'm sleeping on a bounce house at that point. And anytime I move, I just slide right off the edge. So I kind of hate it. Well, last night the damn thing decided to deflate middle of the night. So I'm just sleeping directly on hard ground, pretty much. My hip in the middle of my back. So that sucked. Pretty much no sleep. Coffee. I kind of don't want to turn into one of those retards that carries around a giant ass air mattress, though. That just seems just too much crap to carry. But that does push me, anyway, much closer to the trailer option.
I personally don't have issues with my sleeping mat, except for it's not insulated.
I know, you sleep like bananas. Then you start getting angry because you're not sleeping, and that is not a good sleepy frame of mind. I'm not an ass, you're an ass.
Yeah, that's what you assume.
Woke me up to tell me that I was snoring, which means that I was sleeping.
I just told you to roll over.
And that was about 4 a.m. And that's also then I was like, wait a minute. My hip's on the ground, and that hurts. I rolled over to my side. My shoulder's also on the ground. That hurts. Fuck. Went back into the tent, inflated that thing to about 350 psi. And then that was 4:30 in the morning. And by 7, I was back on the ground again. Oh, you son of a bitch. Yeah, there you go. Get off the road. We have right away because we have better trucks. Oh, wow. Great campsite. And that's pretty much everything we need. Great company, of course. We always like riding with Dan and Jen. And they're pretty much our best friends in town, too. We go to dinner, we go to birthdays, we go all kinds of stuff together. I was hungry, too. So I didn't eat dinner last night. I just wasn't feeling it, and I ate a little bit of bacon and a couple of those pork rinds. And I was like, all right, cool. But then at 4 in the morning, like, I'm hungry too, which added to the whole, God damn, this is all just suck. Every bit of it. And I'm hungry. So then at 7, when I was listening to you guys talk about mountain houses, I was like, I'll have biscuits and gravy. I'll eat all the goddamn carbs right now. I don't care, because I'm mad. And then I'm going to go home and have a pizza, and then I'll go to jiu-jitsu tomorrow.
I feel like crap.
And just lay on the mats going, I really can't do anything, because I ate all that bullshit yesterday. I put 3 of those little coffee things in here. Tastes kind of about the same as one. Maybe only so much mixes in and the rest is just sitting as sediment in the bottom. But yeah, some of the channels doing voiceovers, I started doing voiceovers when I started editing the Colorado trip. And I kind of knew just from looking at some other channels, and it's just very common in documentary style stuff, whether it's overlandy guys, adventure motorcycle guys, doesn't matter. It's very, very common. The vast majority make this mistake of the voiceover that they're doing. They're reading. They've prepared something. They've written something out. And they're reading it. Problem with that is it's not at all conversational. It's not at all natural sounding. People, when they write, tend to get a bit more rhetorical, a bit more prosaic. That's just not generally how people talk. It's not terribly conversational. And it comes off very odd in just the voiceovers. They'll have the camera pointed at them and they'll be talking about things at their campsite or on the trail, and that stuff's fantastic. But then they get a bit where they want to explain something after the fact while they're editing, so they'll go to voiceover, or maybe they want to do a recap, and it's all way overworded, and it comes off sounding like it's being read because it's a little stiff. I hate that. So I do not want to do voiceovers. I'll avoid them whenever possible. So far now, I've made my vast experience with, what is there, 6 videos on our channel.
But they don't ramble?
Not a single bit of, the appearance in the final product of my stuff is that I don't ramble, because chop it down to the good bits. Ramble and jabbering. So, and I'll include this in a video. What you're seeing right now, that'll probably work out to be about 2, maybe 3 minutes of video edited. This camera's been running for about an hour, and mostly me just ratchet jawing and rambling. Greatly, very much enjoying the sound of my own voice, which I don't, because then I hear my own voice in my speakers, and I go, oh, holy shit. I have to now go back and apologize to everybody I've ever spoke to now that I hear my voice.
Doesn't stop you, though.
No, it doesn't. Same thing on the range. If I'm teaching a class, one of the students might take a video, and I'm like, wow, I explained that perfect. I worded that brilliantly, and everybody understood it. And one of the students was videotaping it. He stuck it on Facebook, and I'm like, that was fantastic. I'm so glad he got that on video. But then I hear my voice, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I would not pay that dude money to teach me anything. The hell happened to that saguaro?
Oh, that's one of those mutant ones.
It's one of what?
They're mutated.
It's very weird looking.
Mutated. If you go down to U of A on their main mall, they've transplanted several mutated saguaros over there.
Mutated by what? The
I don't know.
radiation?
I have no idea. They're just mutated, and that's the way their arms grow.
The asbestos trickling down this mountain?
Probably, maybe, could be.
Look at the old telegraph line. So yeah, that thing about the voiceovers, that's my critique to guys that have tens of thousands of subscribers to their YouTube channels from a guy who has 10 subscribers. Although my YouTube channel's only a week old. And who knows, we've been gone all weekend with no phone signal, so maybe I'll get back home this afternoon and see that we've doubled our viewership and views, and we have 20 subscribers. that in the middle of the road? Someone lost their towel. Not a good thing for a traveler to lose. It's now 100 degrees.
Yeah, I'm actually watching the river and I can see fish jumping in the water.
Wow, maybe the water's too hot for them.
I don't know, but further back there were a bunch that were just jumping like right out of the water. It was pretty cool.
So I think we counted 3 coming down. We'll pull off and let a couple of them come. Yeah, he's waving us through, so we're going up.
All right, sounds good.
It's pretty back in there.
So really, what's the point of this guardrail?
I don't know, because it didn't keep those cars from going over the side.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's helping at all.
Hi, I'm Dan. Bothers me so much is I stepped on a glass bottle in the river once and I cut my foot open, like along the side, and severed it, tendon and everything, all the way to the bone to where the muscle, like it just opened up. You know what I mean? The hole did. So there was this big, you see the muscle running down your foot, the big purple piece of muscle just cut, and it looks like that when I'm cooking her steak. So I'm just like, nah, that's too raw.